Hi, and welcome to Lock Haven's The Senior Moment. I'm Mary Beth Truitt, and I'm the Marketing Director at Lock Haven. So glad that you could join us today. Today, we are in Moberly, and we're going to talk with some people who just made a decision to make a difference in their community. I'm talking about the Community Kitchen here in Moberly. And joining me today is Judy Orscheln. Judy, welcome to A Senior Moment.
Thank you. Thanks. Glad to have you with us.
Glad to be here. In a little bit, we're going to meet some of the volunteers that helped Judy with this endeavor. But first, Judy, I would just like for you to start out and kind of tell us about the Community Kitchen. Give us a history. Let's start out with a little bit of how did this all begin?
Well, it actually originated in February of 2011, and there had been a group of us talking about how we could help provide a little additional food to the people. We knew they came to the food bank, but they didn't have any hot food while they're waiting. We were going to just set up a little sandwich bar while they were waiting to get their food, and different ideas. And then we just called everyone together that we knew were also interested, and this was about 13 people. We got together for lunch, and we decided we were just going to go for it and open a soup kitchen, but we didn't want to call it a soup kitchen because we wanted it to be much more, encompass much more than just a soup kitchen.
Right.
So we called it Community Kitchen because we wanted people to come and feel welcome from any circumstance, any walk of life, because they could come and visit, get to know their neighbors, just have a nice, friendly atmosphere to come and eat. You know, there's nothing better than sharing food with friends. So after that, we set up a date to open up, and we opened in a real tiny serving area, and it was only a serving area because all we had was a refrigerator and a sink and a microwave and 4 big roasters. So we cooked our food in churches and then transported it to the kitchen and served it out of the roaster. So that was kind of the very beginning of it.
That is really wonderful. I saw in your brochure that you mentioned that something that I think that I've always believed, good work. A lot of times we see us going out of the country,
Right.
and serving other people in very poor nations. But there's a lot of people that here that we can help and take care of. I love that was kind of your philosophy for starting.
That's true. I mean, it's good to help the people in need in other countries, but a lot of times the people right around you get overlooked. And so we were looking at, over 60% of our kids being on the hot lunch programs and breakfast programs in school, and hundreds of backpacks were going home with students, and we even heard rumors of people going through garbage cans. And so we thought, this just can't be here in Moberly.
Right.
Surely we could do something to help. And so we were very concerned, and
Yeah. It's an awful thing to think of somebody being hungry.
that's right,
You know, it
especially
really
children.
truly is, especially children. So let's talk just a second about that. Who is the Community Kitchen open for? Any age limitations? Any monetary limitations? What are any rules? I suppose.
No rules. Just walk in and you're welcome. It's open to anybody. I mean, our intent naturally is to serve the needy, but how do you judge who's in need? We didn't want to be in the position of judging that. And also, being in need also means you may need companionship. We have people who come in here that would be eating alone at home.
Right.
And maybe not even eating. And so they've built up communities that look out for each other, and they meet here, and if somebody doesn't show up, they're concerned. So that's been great.
That is great. Tell us a little bit on as far as the location. You said that you started out in your early days in a small location. This is a beautiful, beautiful building that we're in. Tell us where we are. Give us some hours and things like that.
Okay, well, we could only seat about 30 people at the old location, and we very quickly our numbers grew to 100, 75 and 100. And so we realized we needed a place that had our kitchen and enough room to serve the people and enough room to be comfortable. So we decided to have a fund drive, and this building was available. It used to be the home of Simple Pleasures Tea Room, and we just launched a campaign and went out and started begging for contributions. And so our goal was $150,000, and we got close to that, and then we got a grant from USDA for $20,000, and that put us over the top with a little despair.
That
And
is
so-
wonderful. That is wonderful. You said as far as there's no limitations, anyone can come, but you're basically Moberly people. I mean, if someone comes through or drives through or comes in, is that...
Oh, yeah. We don't ask them where they're from. We don't ask them any questions. We just say, welcome. How can we help you?
That is amazing. So on an average, you're open on Wednesdays
And
and
Saturday.
Saturdays. What's the hours on that?
From 10 to 2, and we
Okay.
start serving food at 11, but they can come in at 10.
Come on in at 10 o'clock.
And have coffee. And
Yeah. Do you get card players in here or anybody?
No, but we're thinking about using that as a fundraiser, having bridge clubs, card clubs
Sure.
come here, and we'll
Sure.
provide dessert for a little donation, and maybe use that as a fundraising drive.
So how many people do you now normally serve?
175 to 200.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. That
And-
takes some planning when you start cooking for them.
That absolutely takes planning and it takes volunteers. And so we are going to get some volunteers up here in just a second, but before they do get up here, I don't want to put you on the spot in front of them. What do you think about your volunteers? What can you say about
Oh
them?
my gosh. The volunteers are wonderful. They're very dedicated. They love what they're doing. That's the main thing. We have some that just want to be here every time we're open if we let them, but we want to spread it out a little bit. We have about 16 or 17 churches that are involved, and they cook on a regular basis. We have organizations that are involved, and it just couldn't be better. I mean, organizing that is a little bit of a chore,
Sure. I'm sure
but we
that's
have a
true.
person who's just totally dedicated to organizing and making sure we have cooks and servers every time we're open.
Right. That's really wonderful. The atmosphere here is wonderful. You know, if you think, like you said, as far as like a soup kitchen or something, when you use that word, you just almost feel like it might even be a darker or more depressing. It's not here.
No.
It's beautiful. Everybody is happy. The cooks in the back, when we were there earlier, you know, they love being here. That's wonderful.
True. That's true. Carol is the assistant director, and she's also a food manager, and she's kind of my right-hand gal when it comes to handling emergencies. And this is Jean Gabbard. Jean Gabbard is a volunteer. She's a member of our board. Carol also is a member of our board, and Jean is a food manager, and she can tell you what being a food manager entails.
Okay, well, why don't we start out with that, Jean? Why don't you tell us about that?
Okay, food manager. You're the first one here and the last one to leave.
That's right.
Good description.
Whenever I am not doing the cooking, I am here for those that have volunteered to cook. I make sure that they follow the rules that need to be followed for cleanliness, you know,
Right.
make sure they don't forget to wash their hands and put on gloves.
Right.
Otherwise, I just pretty much stay out of the way. I help them make coffee and tea so they don't have to worry about doing that. And then our volunteers set up the tables, so I just kind of sit back and watch.
Absolutely,
is.
and I'm so sure that, you know, even though this is all volunteer and it's all for good, you still have to follow rules of the health department
Exactly.
and make sure that everything is up to date on that.
Yes.
So you have to do all that. You have to keep up with all of those things.
Yes, we keep up with that, and then we keep them informed, and when things change, we let them know what the changes are. But pretty much they're all really good, aren't they? They're
Oh.
really good volunteers. We have some
Excellent.
great ones.
Great.
about the
Would you
dishwasher.
like to speak on that?
Oh, I can only say ditto. I agree with her. The volunteers are exceptional. We could absolutely not run this kitchen without the volunteers. They show up on time. They do everything from cook the food, serve it, clean up afterwards, which is a big job. It's not just open 10 to 2. It's open 7 o'clock in the morning if you're cooking, and 2:30 to 3 if you're doing dishes and mopping the floor. So there's absolutely no way we could do this without the volunteers.
Well, when you're thinking of 150 to 175 people that you're serving, that is just an incredible. Tell us today, who is volunteering today? What I know you said it was a church.
Central Christian, I believe. And then we have a couple from St. Pius who one serve and one is working at the desk, which is another job. And so I don't know of anyone else.
Right.
But definitely the cooks are from Central Christian, and they do a marvelous job.
Do you get, Judy, do you get like a lot of retired people? Like, what is the most of your volunteers? What age group are we looking at?
Probably most of them are retired, but not most
all
of
of
them,
them.
because, well, for instance, we have 4-H groups come.
I
We
see.
have youth groups come and serve, and we have lots of small groups, like small prayer groups or church groups,
Right.
and
Right.
it's just a whole variety.
Right.
When we have churches that volunteer, they have children, adults,
Right.
whatever.
And how about your board of directors? You said that you are governed by a board of directors, so you are a 501c3 non-for-profit.
Yes, we
correct?
are.
And how many are on your board?
There are 9 on our
people.
board.
Great, wonderful. What
And
a
we
great
meet once a month.
once a month. What a great service. Let me ask you, ladies, and you can each answer this question, however, or one can answer for all. How does this make you feel? How does this make you feel that what you did, what you decided to do for your community, and how it's been such a wonderful success? So anyone can grab the mic and go with that.
Well, I'm just in awe. I still think about how we started out with this dream and how the community came forward to support us. That's just been a miracle in itself, that we had so much support right from the very beginning. And so that makes me feel very proud of our community, and I feel good that we're doing something that's worthwhile.
For me, it was started out kind of by accident. I just love to cook. So I started out as a volunteer just cooking, and I would experiment with my recipes. And I had built-in guinea pigs.
I would love to experiment with some of your recipes. I would love to be a taste
Well,
tester.
I also put recipes on the tables for people to take home if they want to.
Great.
So I try to keep them simple. I try to keep them where they can do like a one meal, crock pot meal,
Oh, that's a great idea.
So I copy them off and I put them on the table. And if they want to take them home, they've got them.
Yes.
So I try to put them on the website too, although I haven't got that far yet.
Well, I was just going to say there is a website. What's the address on that?
CommunityKitchenMoberly.org.
.org.
We also have a Facebook page,
Oh, great.
Community
Wonderful.
Kitchen. And if you
Great.
just go on Facebook and search for Community Kitchen, you'll get about 100 of them.
All right. Well, great. And they can find the Moberly one. Wonderful. I'm going to come over here. Carol, how does this make you feel?
Actually, it makes me feel pretty good. I've been here since the start, and one of the things that I love to do is accounting. And even though we're a charity, 501c3, everything has to be according to Hoyle. All of the I's need to be dotted and the T's need to be crossed and available. If anybody walks in, records are available. We get donations, and I feel very responsible to the people who give us the donations to wisely choose the best resources and sources and make sure that we give full meals, good meals. And really, it's more than a kitchen. We have families that'll come, whole families, grandpa, grandma, and children, and they will sit and they can eat together. And also, if we have several little groups, they'll just come in and sit and eat and visit for a while. So that's okay too. And you don't have to show us your grandmother's birth certificate to come in. You just come in, we set you, we feed you, and we let you go with love.
That no one could say it better, I don't think. And you know what I like? You know the old saying about good intentions? I won't say that what it actually, that whole old saying is, but a lot of times people have really great intentions, but they just don't go forward with those. And I just think it is wonderful that you all had the good intentions and you said, we're going to do it. We're just going to do it, kind of like Nike.
Right.
Just do it.
Right.
And it has been so successful. So let me ask you, are you looking for more volunteers? If someone wanted to volunteer, who can they contact on that?
Oh, we're always looking for volunteers, and especially cooks.
Okay.
And the person you contact is Talitha Goen, and her number is 660-833-3163. She's the person who makes sure that we have cooks and servers for every time we're open.
And I'm sure that you would take a money donation if somebody wanted to make a money contribution. So where would yes,
Oh,
Judy is
yes.
saying yes. Tell us how they can do
We're
that.
always open to donations. And of course, you can donate for the food that you eat here too. That's a possibility if you're able to
Sure.
donate. And we have a lot of people who do that.
Yes.
But just you can send us donations at 411 West Reed
Okay.
in Moberly, Missouri.
Okay. Oh, one more thing I forgot. I've got to ask Jean. Cake Boss. You said, ask me about the Cake Boss. So I'm going to give this back to you.
Okay, well, a few weeks ago, the food bank in Columbia, wasn't it, got a bunch of cakes from the Cake Boss. And it happened to fall right in with our donation from Domino's Pizza. They provided pizzas for that day, and they cooked them and delivered them. And we had our volunteer appreciation day at the same time. So we had a full house with Cake Boss cake,
That is
which you can
great.
see on the Facebook page.
Okay. Wonderful. It's just amazing that all the businesses, like you say, Domino's Pizza, I mean, everybody really has bought into this.
Mike's Donuts, they give us their day-old donuts twice a week.
Yeah.
And that's been great because sometimes we can't come up with dessert.
Right.
And that's been a great addition.
Everyone has really.
And the VFW, Mel's Diner,
Yes.
at the VFW hall, they give us a dessert every time we're open. So
That's wonderful. That's wonderful.
I would like to add we're very respectful of the donors who give to us. We have many anonymous donors that simply say, don't let anybody know. And we have some that are quite generous. So I kind of feel that, we have people not only who do it because it makes our hearts feel good, we do it because they don't want applause and thanks. And so that's very rewarding. Where I am, it's very rewarding.
you were talking about donations. This is one of our most favorite things, and it's an automatic commercial dishwasher, and it has been great. But we got a partial grant and a loan from USDA, and so we're still looking for donations to help pay off that loan if anybody's interested.
Okay, maybe this will do it for us. We take so many things for granted that all of us eat, and I think that it's wonderful. That we've got people that are just so in tune to this project. There might be someone from another community watching this. They may say, "Gosh, that sounds like a wonderful idea." Judy, what could you say to them to encourage them to think about doing this in their own community?
Well, all I can say is just do it. Get some people together that have the same kind of concerns, and just brainstorm and figure out how you can do it, because you'll find that your community will be behind you.
And would you have any problem with someone calling you and saying, we would like to do this in whatever town that is, and saying,
Sure, I would be glad to give them some advice.
great, yeah, it's
You have to have a lawyer.
yes, I'm sure that you do to make
Right.
sure everything is done correctly. Well, this is I always try to think. I'm not trying to get too sappy here or anything, but we live in a wonderful country. And I believe we live in a wonderful state, the state of Missouri. As Midwestern people kind of like to take care of our own. Moberly is a wonderful community, and I just think that all of our viewing area, we're very blessed. And I think that the people of Moberly are so blessed by what you guys have accomplished here. I thank you for joining us today. Anyone have anything else? Anything they want to add? Anything that I forgot?
Well, we're working on a PayPal account for the website so people can donate through that. It's not there yet, but it will be soon.
Wonderful. Every season is the season of giving, and so we would like to encourage anyone that's watching today to think about giving to this wonderful project. I applaud you ladies for this. It's just wonderful, and we will see you the next time we have a senior moment.